resilient, stronger than power, soft as a flower. I know the hour, I am the times. It's the strength for me, it's the strength, it's the legacy.
Good evening, Unerased. I'm Gwen McKinney for Unerased Black Women Speak. It's a thrill to be here with our Facebook family. And I'm especially excited because we're going to be joined by Melanie Campbell of the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation and the convener of the Black Women's Roundtable, who happens to be my advocacy partner. Tonight, this is about a toast. It's about a celebration. It's about cheers for job well done. And guess what, folks? Mel doesn't know it, but the toast includes her. And we're going to be toasting her. Because like Helen, Melanie, as you know, she does the work whether she gets the credit, not because there's a spotlight, but because it needs to be done. And she's answering her calling. So we're going to lift our glasses. I've got mine right here. You get your bubbly. And so whether it's fizzy water or bubbly or whatever, a cup of tea, get it and join us. Before I introduce Melanie, I want to ask everyone to stay tuned because we're going to have rapid fire and a couple of video treats. But a brief public service announcement to everyone. Unerased Black Women Speak. Well, what is it? If you didn't know, it is a new initiative. We're not an organizing body or a group that has membership, but we are committed to the narrative and content for, from, and about Black women. I invite you to visit unerasedbws.com. It's phenomenal. And I say that not because I created it, because it's really not about me. It is about the stories, the history, the struggles, the strides, and the achievements of Black women. And that is the real key. unerasedbws.com. We have everything from podcasts to poetry, profiles to book reviews. It is all there. Please visit. It's so robust, and it is a place, it is our safe place. So now, since I got that out the way, I'd like to invite my sister friend, Melanie Campbell, to join us.
Hello. Hello. I have my glass.
She's got her bubbly. And
you have to guess what's in it.
What's in it?
Liquid.
Okay, I got it. And guess what? We're so excited. And thank you, because you're on the road. Yeah. But this is your life. You do it because you got to do it. And you know, this toast is going to be for you too. You didn't know that.
No. Yes. Helen, this is for Helen. I'm here.
It's about Helen, but it's also about you. And I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce. And by the way, Facebook friends, we're going to be in and out of here by 7:30. So you can continue with your evening. Mel is going to introduce the woman of the hour, or shall I say the woman of the half hour. So to you, Melanie.
Well, first of all, thanks, Gwen, and thank you for all you do to tell our stories, right? And to lift up sisters, this whole idea of unerased and how important that is and critical it is that we stand in our power through the storytelling too, right? And so I appreciate you for all you do and all you've always done for as long as I've known you. And so it's a fun treat to collaborate and conspire with you. So I thank you, my sister. And so I will be dutiful. And so I'm excited to be able to introduce for our sister of the, like you say, half hour, the next 20 minutes, is our sister Helen Butler. Her formal title is Executive Director of the Georgia Coalition for the People's Agenda. She also is the convener for our Georgia Black Women's Roundtable. I know her as a soror and a friend, but Amy, I know Helen is just a hardworking sister who's one of our and I'm not gonna say unsung because she's getting her song played, and I'm really glad to see that because that's what because it's not that any folks who are in this kind of work and mission and movement work do it for that, but it's still good to be able to know that folks love you. So I am excited to bring our sister Helen on. She was one of a couple of our sisters who were lifted up in Glamour recently as Woman of the Year with her, Latasha Brown, and Insay down in Georgia, and several other sisters. And so we just want to bring her on and just take a moment to say thank you, Helen, because you do a lot of work.
Hi, Mel and Gwen.
And so when Gwen conspired,
yes.
Like, yeah, let's do this. So it's just fun. And so I did bring my, I'm be honest, non-alcoholic bubbly.
We're gonna do some toast in a minute. I think Helen, you gotta say something here to get this party started.
Well, listen, thank you, Gwen and Melanie. You are my sheroes, and I just can't say enough how much I love working with Melanie and the Black Women's Roundtable. Melanie is the true example of what it's all about in this space. She does it. She's well known. She gets it done, and she stands up for us. And if you don't know her, you got to get to know her. I call her the master coalition builder. I don't know where she got that from. Maybe from Reverend Orange with his 10 cell phones in his ear.
And last days.
Yes. But I mean, Melanie does so much for Black women to lift up Black women in their work. And I was honored to be recognized. I don't do this for recognition. It was about my team, all of the people that work for me, like Mary Pat Hector. I got Linda Lloyd in Athens, Jeanette Lucas in Albany, Diana Cofield in LaGrange, and Tracy George down in Augusta. So it's all about, and of course in Atlanta I have Jemida Orange, Reverend Orange's daughter,
yes.
And DeClea Orange, and so Cindy Battle, and so many others that really make it happen. And it was a celebration of them. I didn't accept the honor for me. I accepted on their behalf for the volunteers that give their time, for our families that give of their time to help us out. So I was just honored to be recognized with the young ones, the Latasha Brown and Insay Ufat. But of course, I always give recognition to Melanie Campbell because she is the woman that I believe sets the standard. She's Dorothy Irene Height. You know, she is the leader. When you see people in DC, you see all those guys, but you see one woman, and that's Melanie. So I am so happy to be associated in any form. So Gwen, and thank you for telling our stories, to keep us in the limelight, to lift us up, because a lot of times we're doing this work, but we don't really get our stories told because I'm too busy trying to put out fires.
Right. And right now, folks, you see the bed in the background. Actually, Helen is in a hotel room.
Yes.
Because she is at the trial.
Yeah.
The trial of the brutal murder of Aubrey. And that's where she is now as one of our witnesses and monitors for that. So yes. that's Helen Butler. So I want to thank you both. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to do a little bit of rapid fire because we only have a half hour. It's going to be quick. So rapid fire means I throw it at you, you throw it back in quick succession. Oh, wait a minute now. We did say something about the glamour. And we said, and you know, one thing about Helen's getting the job done, but she had some glam shots.
Yeah.
I
Not that you were already glamorous, Helen.
Yeah, right.
You're already glamorous.
Glam shots.
I just glammed it up.
Oh, there we go. There they go. Look at that.
Yes.
They made us look good. That's all I can say.
You were looking good.
You were wearing it well. They just stuffed it up a little extra.
That is right.
Well, hey, listen, I was happy to be with those young folks, you know.
Yeah.
You hold it up. You hold it
guys
up
are
for
doing it.
prime timers.
Yeah.
So now, some rapid fire, okay? And this is the amazing thing here. In quick succession, Helen, I want you to tell us 1, 2, 3. 3 of the biggest roadblocks you encountered in 2021. 1, 2, 3.
The biggest roadblocks that I encountered was SB 202 to take away voting rights in barriers in place. We didn't get the federal legislation, the Freedom to Vote Act, nor the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. And of course, the redistricting that's going on right now that's trying to draw us out of our power. Mm-hmm. Those are the
okay, 1, 2, 3. And everyone knows Helen was in the news a couple of months ago because these people in Georgia stripped our sister of her representation on the commission, the county election commission. But you know what? She's going to find a way. So I'm going rapid succession to Mel. 1, 2, 3. 3 of your greatest, now you're not going to get the same question. 3 of your greatest joys in 2021. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, joys. Oh goodness, that's a hard one. Well, joy just being able to be around people again. You know, even though we have to be more careful, the little things are what I get joy from. Being able to up here in New York today, walking and just seeing, you know, the Statue of Liberty and just realizing, you know, how blessed to be able to still be here. So that's been my greatest joy. Is really, and I say that in even in the hard work, being able, you know, things that we took for granted, you know, definitely is what's brought me joy. And joy in the fight, you know, if you don't, because if in being able to come together, build coalitions together, you know, and fight for our people, in its own way brings joy because we're going to win. You know, we help get that infrastructure bill across the finish line the other day. We real clear that's going to help our communities, and we're going to keep fighting until we get across the finish line when it comes to our voting rights and also that bill plan. So we're going to keep fighting. So I get joy in the fight too.
And to our Facebook friends, go ahead and tell us some of the joys or struggles. Shout it out on Facebook. Go ahead and comment. Helen, back to you. 2 ways, 1, 2, that you plan and that you have been doing to hand off the baton to the next generation of racial justice leaders. 1 way and 2 ways. What are the 2 ways?
Well, the 1 way is I've already involved them in this work and they are leading. So it's not that I'm going to hand it to them. They've already taken it. So they are in this fight together. And the second is that I'm going to support them in every way that I can.
Okay, that's wonderful. Mel, 1, 2. Mel is the mistress, madam of coalition building. 1, 2. What are 2 ways you engage allies other than Black women? 1, 2. What are the 2 ways?
Engage allies by being talking to them, right? Reaching out to them. Making sure that when people are at the table, that they are not lost at that table and building relationships. So, you know, I say, you know, allies, really, I'm talking relationships and really making sure that we support each other in the work. So that's what I mean when I say allies.
Excellent. Okay, ladies, are you ready for some fun facts?
Yes.
All right, we're going to start with you, Mel. What's the most surprising thing people don't know about you?
I don't like to travel.
What?
Really? That's
Really?
I love to get there.
Says the woman in New York.
Yes.
Okay, Helen, if you could come back as an ancestor, who would that be and why?
Oh my goodness. That's deep, Gwen. Oh, let's see. Who would I come back as? Ooh. Maybe Harriet Tubman.
Wow. Wow. And why would you come back as Harry?
I just think that she did so much for our race. And that's what I'm all about, is doing things for our race.
Excellent. So, folks, we're almost ready to lift our glasses to toast these two fabulous, they call them sis stars, with a tribute. But before we do, here's a big thanks to the Black Women's Roundtable. And by the way, we are actually saluting veterans, and one of our other BWR sisters, Sheila Denise Tyson, who is a veteran. We just did a profile on her, which is on unerasebws.com. Check it out. This is a sister who has given military service and then turned around and she's given service as a county commissioner in Jefferson County, which is Birmingham, the biggest area of Alabama. So I want to thank Melanie and the Black Women's Roundtable for joining Unerased as an advocacy partner. We can't do our work as narrators and storytellers if we don't have the people who we're telling the stories about. So I just want to say this, Prime Time 55 Plus. Mel locked arms with us and we joined Prime Time 55 Plus. We launched it because it was a problem. Black women
is a problem.
are not visible in prime time cable news.
That's right.
Especially Black women 55 plus. We did the research. You can go to our website. But guess what? We decided the solution is to create our directory that celebrates and lifts up Black women. Helen is in there. So is Sheila Tyson. So are some of our other sisters. But we have a little blurb. Levi and Alyssa, who are our behind the scenes managers, can we see what Prime Time is all about? Let's go.
Black women are trailblazers who overperform in every field. But Black women, especially those over 55, are mostly missing from influential primetime cable news. Primetime 55 Plus showcases the accomplishments of Black women 55 and older. Join us. Go to primetime55.com, click on 55 Plus directory, and apply.
Thank you. So I did that because people were saying, oh, you need to put so-and-so in the directory and so-and-so and so-and-so. The directory is there, but every entry is self-submitted. You can't do your profile. You're going to have to enlist. You have to determine what the photo is, what the bio is. So I invite everyone who is 55 plus to sign up and join us, and we will put spotlights on you. So with that, I want to I think we're going to start out by asking Melanie to lift up her glass and shine light and love on Helen. And then Helen's going to lift up her glass and shine light and love on you.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we're going to do you.
Yes.
You don't have to do me. It's
But
okay.
we don't follow.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you go. Who's
We're
gonna
not
go?
following the rules. No.
Mel is gonna toast Helen, and then Helen is gonna toast Mel, and then I'll toast everybody. Okay, how about that?
Helen Butler, it is my pleasure. It is my honor, and it just feels, and it brings me joy to lift this toast to you for all you have done, all that you will continue to do, and that you are just showered with more and more love, because it's not even the word deserve. You know, you are a blessing to our community, to our nation, and really the world, because I know you do some global things too. I appreciate you. Glad to be able to just say thank you on behalf of the National Coalition of Black Women's Roundtable, as your sorrow, your friend, your movement sister. Love you, sis.
Love you too.
Cheers.
Mm.
Okay. And as we go, the Philadelphia Commission for Women just said thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Go ahead, Helen. And guess what,
And-
Facebook friends? You can put in your little toast to Mel and Helen too. Go ahead, Helen.
Well, to Melanie, I just have to say that, as I said earlier, you're my shero. You're the kind of woman with character, with integrity, with fortitude, with strength, and you bring us all together, all of the women of the Black Women's Roundtable across the country, lifting up the health and the wealth and the empowerment of Black women. You do it all, Mel, and I so appreciative that I am able just to sit as a part of your table. I appreciate you and love you so much, Sarah. So here's to you.
Thank you.
And I got real bubbly. So
And then I'm going to just, Gwen, Helen and I, we're going to
Okay.
lift our glass to you, and all the sisters that are now unerased.
That's right.
All of our BWR sisters, all of the women that you are putting in that 55 plus, and even more, because it is about intergenerational linkage. And so I just want to thank you for just being Gwen and just being the leader that you are, and the person who helps tell our stories. So we're unerased.
Thank you. And cheers to that.
And much love to all who are out there.
Absolutely. And we see folks.
And love you all.
Yes.
You know, Mel and Helen, we cannot leave.
Letitia is out there.
Yeah, seeing people. Hey, we cannot leave this event. And Solandra. Solandra. Florida's in the house, but actually Philly from Florida by way of Philly.
Yes. We claim her in Florida, my home state. Yeah.
Well, I claim her in Philly. Brian McKinney Whetstone, my sister by blood. Hey, author too.
Alabama in the house.
Yes.
Not leave this event without saluting Black women veterans across the land.
Yes.
Especially, do you all know that they are 19% of the 2.1 million living veterans? 19% are Black women.
Wow.
And Black women are 29% of the active duty armed forces, proportionately the largest. We are not MIA. In fact, we have to do a shout out to all of the sisters who have committed themselves during in the battlefields. But guess what, folks? I am really honored to show a brief clip, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We're talking about unerased. It's called Invisible Warriors. You all have heard the story of the Rosies.
Yeah.
Guess what? These were Black women. World War II, when the brothers went off to the European front, the sisters, women weren't allowed to enter the military at that point. Black women, discrimination. The sisters went to the service of this country. And I would like to share a brother, Gregory Cook, whose mother was a rosary. He's from West Philadelphia, my classmate. It took him 20 years to produce this film. Unlike Ken Burns, he could not get the financing. This film, Invisible Warriors, I just want us to take a couple.
Is that the one Dr. Hyde is in?
Yes.
Yes.
I want us to, let's just look at it and then we'll come back. But give us 2 minutes and 30 seconds to salute sisters, the Invisible Warriors. They may not have suited up with a uniform, but they suited up for battle and service. Let's hear it. Levi, let it go. Let's show the video and then we'll come right back after that to close out.
Women wanted for war production work. More and more men are being called into the armed forces. Their jobs must be filled, and filled now. And who can fill them? You women.
At the Navy Yard made me feel patriotic, that I did something to help the cause. We were doing something to help the boys, and it just made you feel special.
Looked at us. We were all maybe 100 pounds apiece. We decided that we could be riveters.
We wanted to go join, and then it was as far as, and I was told in my face that we cannot accept you because you're black.
And I found out that they were putting 3 X's. I knew that was to recognize us as being Negroes, we were called at that time.
We just felt like that we have a job to do at home, and I felt real good about that. And we as women, we had to keep the home front up, because many of us did the jobs that they said only the men had done.
The first day on the job at the Navy Yard, I was scared to death.
When World War II started, I wouldn't let myself cry or anything. I was going to be strong and brave.
When men were in the service, the women had to take over, be the breadwinners, pay all the bills, and take care of the house.
There was a racist notion that Black women carried venereal disease and other kinds of diseases.
I still suffer headaches. I take medication every day.
Washington was deeply segregated. It was so segregated that you had the feeling that you were in a foreign.
We just worked hard all day, picking cotton till my fingers bled.
Well, you were sort of in slavery when you were sharecropping.
He just said, "Nick, if you bring your black ass in my office one more time and ask me a question, I'll fire you."
In Alabama at that time wasn't nothing free but a white man and a black woman.
I was able to bring a paycheck home higher than anybody in my family.
We can do it, and we did it. Yes.
Powerful.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Oh, that was awesome.
and
That's
if you're
great.
in the DC area, December 11th at the Martin Luther King Library, this film, Invisible Warriors, will be screened. And I just want to say, you can also go online and see where it is. And I want to salute my brother, Gregory Cook, who, as I said, he worked hard, took him 20 years. So that's a good way to end, because it tells us our struggle is continuous.
Yes.
Helen and Mel, our struggle is continuous historically, but we stand on some strong shoulders, right?
Yes.
Mel, who
Yes.
studied at the knee of Dr. Dorothy Height. When you ask where did she get that from, a lot of those lessons she learned from Dr. Height. And I have to say this. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. It is 7:32. We're going to close out with our unerased video. So
Thank you, Gwen.
very much.
Thank you, Gwen. Thanks, Mel.
All right,
y'all.
everybody.
Check out our video.
Yeah.
It's the strength for me, it's the strength, it's the legacy, it's the faith, it's the history, unerased, of a sisterhood, of a race. It's the strength for me, it's the strength, it's the legacy, it's the faith, it's the history, to my blues, I stand before you, resilient, stronger than power, soft as a flower. I know the hour, I am the times. It's the strength for me, it's the strength, it's the legacy, it's the faith, it's the history unerased of a sisterhood, of a race. It's the strength for me, it's the strength, it's the legacy, it's the faith, it's the history unerased of a sisterhood, of a race. Appreciation, I need to know you know who I am and what I've achieved. Honor my journey, you could learn from me. Where there's a ruse, I speak the truth. I'm looking at you with respect and appreciation. I want for you the very best in all situations. When we get together, I feel so alive. No lie. Oh, we don't put up with neglect. Yeah, we are done risking our necks. We deserve all the love that we desire. That's by design. It is the strength for me. It's the strength, it's the legacy, it's the faith, it's the history unerased of a sisterhood, of a race. It's the strength for me, it's the strength, it's the legacy, it's the faith, it's the history unerased of a sisterhood, of a race. It's the strength for me, it's the strength, it's the legacy, it's the faith, it's the